Welcome back friends. Welcome back to another video session from this channel. So in this video session we will be studying regarding spliceosome mediated splicing mechanism. Is it clear? So what is spliceosome mediated splicing mechanism and what are the various factors which are involved in organizing the spliceosome mediated splicing mechanism in detail? Is it clear? So let me write it on the board. So what it is? Spliceosome mediated splicing mechanism. So here, before studying what is spliceosome mediated splicing mechanism and the specific mechanism which is involved in organizing the spliceosome mediated splicing mechanism in detail, at first let us have a look on the specific complex which is responsible for organizing the spliceosome mediated splicing mechanism. And the specific complex, it is nothing but what? Spliceosome. Is it clear? So what is spliceosome, or how we can define the term known as spliceosome? So let me write it on the board. What it is? Spliceosome. So what is spliceosome, or how we can define the term known as spliceosome? Here the specific spliceosome, it is an association of various factors. Is it clear? So what are the various factors which are a part of the spliceosome here? The various factors which are a part of the spliceosome include small nucleolar ribonucleoproteins, or they are simply termed as SNRPs. In association to the small nucleolar ribonucleoproteins, the other factors, the other accessory factors which are a part of the spliceosome include U2AF factor. Is it clear? U2AF factor, branch binding protein and SR proteins. So here all these are the part of the specific spliceosome complex. By taking the advantage of all these factors, here the spliceosome mediated splicing mechanism, it is successfully organized. So for your better understanding, let me present it on the board. So what are those? Small nucleolar ribonucleoproteins. Ribonucleoproteins, or they are simply termed as SNRPs. And the other accessory factors include U2AF, branch binding protein and SR proteins. Is it clear? So here all these are the factors of the specific spliceosome. So here by taking the advantage of all these factors, here the spliceosome mediated splicing mechanism, it is successfully organized in case of higher eukaryotes. So here, before studying the specific spliceosome mediated splicing mechanism in detail, at first let us have a look on the specific RNAs which play a prominent role in organizing the spliceosome mediated splicing mechanism. And here these RNAs, they are nothing but what? snRNAs. So let me write it here. snRNA. So likewise the normal RNAs, likewise the normal rRNA, mRNA and tRNA, these specific snRNAs, they are successfully synthesized within the nucleus of the eukaryotic cell by taking the advantage of certain RNA polymerases. Is it clear? So here, after the successful synthesis of the specific snRNAs within the nucleus of the eukaryotic cell, now here this specific snRNA, they undergo post-transcriptional modification. Is it clear? So let me write it here. So let us assume it as the nucleus. And here, these are nothing but the snRNAs, right? snRNA, right? So here, after the successful synthesis of snRNA during the transcription mechanism by taking the advantage of RNA polymerase, now here the specific snRNA, it remains in association with a specialized modified structure which is a part of the eukaryotic nucleus, and here it is nothing but what? Sazal body. So what are Sazal bodies here? Sazal bodies, these are the specialized structures which are a part of the eukaryotic nucleus and which is responsible for inducing post-transcriptional modification. Now here the specific snRNA which has successfully synthesized during the transcription mechanism by taking the advantage of RNA polymerase. Now here it remains in association with sacral body. So here let us assume it has the sacral body, right? Sacral bodies. So once when the specific snRNA, when it remains in association with sacral body, under such condition, the specific snRNA, it undergoes post-transcriptional modification. Post-transcriptional modification. Is it clear? So here let us assume it as the cytoplasm. So let me explain from this direction so that easily you can understand. So here, as we all know, within the cytoplasm, successful synthesis of biological proteins, they take place by taking the advantage of a specific mechanism which is nothing but translation. Is it clear? So here let us assume it as the biological protein, right? So here, after the successful synthesis of biological protein within the cytoplasm, now the specific biological protein, it undergoes importing from the cytoplasm to the nucleus. So once when the specific biological protein, when it undergoes importing from the cytoplasm to the nucleus, now the specific biological protein, it remains in association with snRNA. So once when the specific biological protein, when it remains in association with snRNA, under such condition, the specific snRNA which is embedded within the specific sacral body, it remains in association with the particular biological protein. So once when the snRNA, when it remains in association with the biological protein within the sacral body, under such condition, snRNAs, they are successfully modified into small nucleolar ribonucleoproteins. Is it clear? So here it is nothing but the biological protein, right? So once when the specific protein, when it successfully imports from the cytoplasm to the nucleus, under such condition, the specific biological protein, it remains in association with snRNA which is embedded within the sacral body. Under such condition, snRNAs, they are successfully modified into small nucleolar ribonucleoproteins which are simply termed as SNRPs. Is it clear? So in this way, small nucleolar ribonucleoproteins, they are successfully synthesized within the nucleus of an eukaryotic cell. So here, these small nucleolar ribonucleoproteins, they play a prominent role in organizing the spliceosome mediated splicing mechanism. That means these small nucleolar ribonucleoproteins, they undergo base pairing with the primary transcript of the specific splicing mechanism. So once when these small nucleolar ribonucleoproteins, when they undergo base pairing with the primary transcript, under such condition, these small nucleolar ribonucleoproteins, by the means of or by taking the advantage of certain accessory factors like U2AF, branch binding protein and SR proteins, they are capable to organize the spliceosome mediated splicing mechanism so accurately. Is it clear? So if we look at the specific splicing apparatus, so that easily you can understand. So let me arrange the things first. It is nothing but the splicing apparatus, right? Splicing apparatus of the spliceosome mediated splicing mechanism. Is it clear? So here it is nothing but the 5' splice site. So as we all know, the specific 5' splice site, it initiates by the means of a specific constant sequence which is nothing but GU. Is it clear? GU, right? And here it is nothing but the branch point adenosine nucleotide. And here, very adjacent to the branch point adenosine nucleotide, here there is an availability of polypyrimidine tract. Polypyrimidine tract. And here it is nothing but the 3' splice site, right? As we all know, the specific 3' splice site, it ends by the means of a specific constant sequence which is nothing but AG. And here it is nothing but the 3' end. So here it is nothing but the primary transcript, right? Primary transcript. So to the primary transcript which has successfully synthesized during the transcription mechanism, these small nucleolar ribonucleoproteins, by taking the advantage of certain accessory factors like U2AF, branch binding proteins and SR proteins, here the spliceosome mediated splicing mechanism, it is successfully organized, right? So here at the very beginning of the spliceosome mediated splicing mechanism, what exactly happens here is a specific snRNP, which is nothing but U1 snRNP, it comes into the picture, and here the specific U1 snRNP, it successfully recruits to the 5' splice site. So here let me label the things first. So here it is nothing but the 5' splice site, right? 5' splice site, and here it is nothing but the branch point. So let me use some other color here. Branch point, and here it is nothing but the polypyrimidine tract. Polypyrimidine tract. And here it is nothing but the 3' splice site. So here at the very beginning of the spliceosome mediated splicing mechanism, a specific snRNP, which is nothing but U1 snRNP, it comes into the picture and it successfully recruits to the 5' splice site. So here it is nothing but the U1 snRNP, right? So here after the successful recruitment of U1 snRNP to the 5' splice site, very adjacent to the 5' splice site, here there is an availability of branch point adenosine nucleotide. So to the branch point adenosine nucleotide, a specific factor which is nothing but branch binding protein, it successfully recruits here. Branch binding protein. So after the successful recruitment of branch binding protein to the adenosine nucleotide, very adjacent to the adenosine nucleotide, here there is an availability of polypyrimidine tract. So to the polypyrimidine tract, a specific factor which is nothing but U2AF factor, it successfully recruits there. U2AF, right? So once when all these factors, once when they successfully recruit to their respective site, under such condition, it lead to the formation of a specific complex, and that specific complex, it is nothing but what? Commitment complex or E complex. So let me write it here. Commitment complex or it is otherwise termed as E complex. E complex, right? So here after the successful organization of commitment complex or E complex, in the very next step, what exactly happens here is the branch binding protein which has successfully recruited to the adenosine nucleotide, it successfully dissociates from its respective site. So once when the branch binding protein, when it successfully dissociates from its respective site, in the very next step, a specific snRNP, which is nothing but U2 snRNP, it successfully recruits to the adenosine nucleotide. So let me write it here. So here it is nothing but the branch binding protein, right? So after the successful dissociation of branch binding protein, a specific snRNP, which is nothing but U2 snRNP, it successfully recruits there. So once when the branch binding protein, when it successfully dissociates from its respective site, and once when the U2 snRNP, when it successfully recruits to the adenosine nucleotide, under such condition, it leads to the formation of a specific complex, and that specific complex, it is nothing but what? A complex. So let me arrange the things here. A complex, right? A complex. So here after the successful formation of A complex, in the very next step, what exactly happens here is the specific U2AF factor initially which has recruited to the polypyrimidine tract, it successfully dissociates from its respective site. U2AF factor. So once when the specific U2AF factor, when it successfully dissociates from its respective site, under such condition, some more other SNRNPs like U4 SNRNP, U5 SNRNP and U6 SNRNP, they come into the picture. Is it clear? So let me write it here. What are those? U4 SNRNP, U5 SNRNP and U6 SNRNP. So here these specific SNRNPs, they successfully recruit to their consent site. So let me arrange the things here. U4 SNRNP, U5 SNRNP and U6 SNRNP, they successfully recruit to their respective site once when the specific U2AF factor, when it successfully dissociates from the specific polypyrimidine tract. So here let us we assume it is the 5' splice site. So here it is nothing but the GU and here it is nothing but the non-coding sequence. And here it is nothing but the adenosine nucleotide. Is it clear? So here the specific U1 SNRNP, it is in association with the 5' splice site. 5' splice site. And here the specific U2 SNRNP, it is in association with the adenosine nucleotide, branch point adenosine nucleotide. So here once when the specific U2 SNRNP, when it remains in association with adenosine nucleotide, and here some more other factors which are nothing but U4 SNRNP, U5 SNRNP and U6 SNRNP, they successfully recruit to the splicing apparatus. Is it clear? So once when the specific U2AF factor, when it successfully dissociates from the polypyrimidine tract, and once when all these SNRNPs like U4 SNRNP, U5 SNRNP and U6 SNRNP, when they successfully recruit to the splicing apparatus, under such condition, it leads to the formation of a specific complex, and that specific complex, it is nothing but what? B1 complex. Is it clear? So let me write it here. What it is? B1 complex. So here after the successful formation of B1 complex, what exactly happens here is the specific U1 SNRNP initially which has recruited to the 5' splice site, it successfully dissociates from its respective site. U1 SNRNP. So once when the U1 SNRNP, when it successfully dissociates from the 5' splice site, under such condition, the specific U6 SNRNP, it successfully settles on the 5' splice site. Is it clear? U6 SNRNP, right? So once when the U6 SNRNP, when it successfully recruits to the 5' splice site, and once when the U1 SNRNP, when it successfully dissociates from the 5' splice site, under such condition, it leads to the formation of one more other complex, and that specific complex, it is nothing but what? B2 complex. So let me write it here. B2 complex. So here after the successful formation of B2 complex, here I need to mention you one point. The specific SNRNP, out of these many SNRNPs, the specific SNRNP which is responsible for inducing the nucleophilic attack or nucleophilic cleavage, it is nothing but what? U6 SNRNP. U6 SNRNP, it is the specific SNRNP which is responsible for organizing the splicing mechanism, or which is responsible for inducing the nucleophilic attack or nucleophilic cleavage. But here the specific U6 SNRNP itself, it won't remain in active conformation. The specific U6 SNRNP, it remains in active conformation only once when the U4SNRNP when it successfully dissociates from the splicing apparatus. Once when the U4SNRNP when it successfully dissociates from the splicing apparatus, under such condition the U6SNRNP it acquires its active conformation. But here the specific U4SNRNP itself it won't dissociate from the splicing apparatus. In order to dissociate from the splicing apparatus, the specific splicing mechanism or the splicing process, it has to take the advantage of ATP. So here in the presence of ATP, the specific U4SNRNP it successfully dissociates from the splicing apparatus. Under such condition, the specific U6SNRNP it acquires its splicing activity or its enzymatic activity. Is it clear? U4SNRNP, by taking the advantage of one molecule of ATP. So by taking the advantage of one molecule of ATP or hydrolysis of ATP, here the specific U4SNRNP it successfully dissociates from the splicing apparatus. So once when the U4SNRNP when it successfully dissociates from the splicing apparatus, under such condition the U6SNRNP it remains in close proximity with the U2SNRNP. So let me arrange the things here. U4SNRNP, right? So here the U4SNRNP it has successfully dissociated from its respective site. So here once when the U6SNRNP when it remains in association with U2SNRNP, under such condition it leads to the formation of a specific complex, and that specific complex it is nothing but what? Catalytic complex, or it is simply termed as C complex. So let me write it here. Catalytic complex or C complex. Catalytic complex are simply termed as C complex. So once when the catalytic complex or C complex when it is successfully organized, under such condition the specific U6SNRNP which is in association with the 5' splice site, it is capable to induce the nucleophilic attack or nucleophilic cleavage. Is it clear? So here it is nothing but the 5' splice site again, right? So here let us assume it has the 5' splice site, and here it is nothing but the free 3' hydroxyl group. The specific U6SNRNP which is in association with 5' splice site, it is capable to induce the nucleophilic attack or nucleophilic cleavage by taking the advantage of trans-esterification reaction. So here it is nothing but the first trans-esterification reaction, right? First trans-esterification reaction. So here after the successful organization of first trans-esterification reaction by taking the advantage of U6SNRNP, now here it leads to the exposure of free 3' hydroxyl group. Now here the free 3' hydroxyl group which is a part of the 5' splice site, it is capable to induce one more other nucleophilic attack or nucleophilic cleavage at the 3' splice site. Is it clear? So let me present it here. So here it is nothing but the second trans-esterification reaction. Trans-esterification reaction, right? So here, as I have already mentioned you earlier, during the intron-mediated splicing mechanism and as well as group 1 and group 2 intron-mediated splicing mechanism, here in order to organize the trans-esterification reaction, here there is no requirement of any energy cofactor. So the reason why both the trans-esterification reactions, they are quite reversible. Is it clear? Here the net charge for trans-esterification reaction is 0. Is it clear? So the reason why both the transesterification reactions, they are quite reversible. So here after the successful organization of two transesterification reactions by taking the advantage of U6SNRNP, under such condition it lead to the formation of a specific mature RNA. Here the specific non-coding sequence or the intron, it successfully splices out or it successfully cleaves out from the specific splicing apparatus once when the transesterification reactions, once when they are successfully organized. And here the specific non-coding sequence or intron, it successfully splices out in the means of a specific structure, and that specific structure, it is nothing but what? Lariat like structure. Is it clear? So here it is nothing but the lariat structure, right? Lariat structure. So here it is nothing but the adenosine nucleotide, and here there is an availability of U2SNRNP, and here all these are the U5SNRNP and U6SNRNP, and here it is nothing but what? Lariat like structure, right? So once when the non-coding sequence or intron, when it successfully splices out in the means of a lariat-like structure, under such condition, it leads to the formation of a mature RNA or intron-free RNA. So let us assume it as the exon 1, and here it is nothing but the exon 2. Now here both the exons, they undergo ligation. So once when both the exons, once when they undergo ligation, now here it leads to the formation of a specific mature RNA or intron-free RNA. Mature RNA. So once when the non-coding sequence or the intron, when it successfully splices out, and once when the coding sequences or exons, once when they undergo ligation, now here it leads to the formation of mature RNA or intron-free RNA. Is it clear? So this is regarding spliceosome mediated splicing mechanism, which is successfully organized by taking the advantage of a specific complex, which is nothing but spliceosome. So here I hope that this video will help you a lot. So if you like this video, just hit the like button and share it to your friends. And I remember you people to subscribe my channel for getting more and more videos what I make day to day. Thank you.